a new RimWorld update is here, and it absolutely purges our mod list as it brings a lot of quality of life changes, performance improvements, and new features. The planning tool finally got an upgrade. You can now color plans, and plans with the same color will behave like zones. You can also rename, hide, copy, rotate, and paste them. That's more than you'll ever need, so you can now remove more planning from your mod list. Designing your base is now easier and less time consuming. Instead of just dragging straight lines, you can now draw angled lines, rectangles, and ovals. Holding Ctrl will create a perfect shape. Designator shapes still adds a few extra options, but if you don't need that, you can remove the mod. You can now place blueprints over existing buildings to upgrade them. This adds part of the functionality of the Replace Stuff mod. Caravans can set up camp while traveling. This creates a temporary map to play on that can be quickly abandoned when you're done. That means setup camp is no longer needed. Map generation has become much more detailed. Rivers now look smoother and curve more nicely, and when they cut through rock they create walkable areas. Larger rivers form canyons, and rivers in certain biomes now generate riverbank terrain with high fertility. Some trees can now grow in mud and marsh. Mountains, rocks and coastlines are also more varied and interesting. Because of this, geological landforms is no longer essential. However, it still offers more variety than the base game, so you may still want to keep it. The pathfinding framework mod adds movement types like aquatic, flying and digging. In the new version, flight is now built into the game, but other movement types are still missing. The search tool introduced in version 1.5, activated with the Z key, has been improved, so if you are still using search mods, it's time to remove them. Bridges can now be painted, so you can remove paintable bridges. There's a new designator for deconstructing conduits, so you can remove conduit deconstruct. Colonies can now be ordered to dress other pawns, including prisoners, so dress patience is no longer needed. Performance has improved significantly in version 1.6. The game launches faster, and large colonies now run more smoothly, so performance mods, which made the game act weird anyway, can now be removed. Pathfinding is now much more accurate and multi-threaded, so you can remove pathfinding related mods. Deep drills now produce the same type of stone they are placed on, which means consistent deep drill stone is no longer needed. Now moving on to Odyssey, this is where things get really exciting. First, the highlight of the DLC, space travel. I expect Save Our Ship to get a complete rewrite to turn it into an expansion for the DLC, so you probably don't have to remove it. But remove Colonial Shuttle and maybe SRT Expanded, as the DLC brings shuttles too. With the map generation improvements already added to the core game, and now Odyssey bringing river varieties, deltas, bays, lakes, atolls, archipelagos, peninsulas, islands, valleys, crevasses, caverns, hollows and oses. It's safe to say that you can remove geological landforms from your mod list. Different biomes can now blend together on a single map, creating a mix of plants, terrain and animals, so you can remove biome transitions. Real ruins and similar ruins mods can now be removed too, since the DLC adds abandoned colonies and ancient structures. We are also getting new biomes, glow forests, lava fields, scarlands, grasslands and glacial plains. Combined with the improved map generation, a mod like more vanilla biomes is mostly covered now. However, mods like Alpha Biomes and the Biomes series still add a lot of unique and interesting content, so they are worth keeping. Water now freezes and melts depending on the temperature, so the water freezes mod is no longer needed. Dynamic flooding can also be removed, as lakes, rivers and ponds will now flood during spring or heavy rain, and yes, the sandstorms mod is now part of the game as well. We are also getting bridges that support heavier structures, so simply more bridges is no longer needed. Fishing is now part of the base game, so Vanilla Fishing Expanded will likely be reworked to build on top of the DLC. The same goes for Vanilla Animals Expanded, since Odyssey adds over 40 new animals. There are even more fixes, features and quality of life changes in a new version, and of course all the content in the DLC, so I might have missed a few mods, but hey, I don't know every mod out there, so if I missed any, drop them in the comments to help the RimWorld community.